Good afternoon. It is 4:15 Texas time. And I thought I would show you my verse. So I've done one word out of 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 11. So for my context, who wrote it? Paul did. When? In 50 AD, when he was in Corinth, which is now Greece, to whom the Thessalonica church, or the church in Thessalonica, why? To exhort them to continue in the faith. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Move this down. So in writing the verse, oh, my poor little jiggity. Okay. I wrote the verse that ye study to be quiet and to do your own business and to work with your own hands as we have commanded you. So my first word that I highlighted was study. And so I've only done one word, and that was today, and it took me about 50 minutes. I did read the whole book of 1 Thessalonians, which I encourage you to do, just so that you can get an overview of, what Paul is writing to the Thessalonians. So I read the whole book, chapters 1 through 5. Thankfully, it's a short book. And then I looked up for the word study. I used my Blue Letter Bible. So I have it on 1 Thessalonians 4. And here's verse 11. You just tap. Oh, see, every time I do that, tap, and then this comes up. I'm going to do interlinear concordance. It was on forward, but I put it on reverse so that I can just look to see what the English word is. And the phrase that ye study, let's listen.
Strong's G 5389. Philotimeamai. Philotimeamai.
I believe that is the voice of Chuck Missler.
Strong's G 5389. Philotimeamai. Philotimeamai.
Chuck Missler passed away in 2018, and he has, well, it's not his, Koinonia House, which I think was his ministry online, has a YouTube channel that has just bunches and bunches of his messages. And I think somewhere in Blue Letter Bible, which I haven't figured out yet, you can actually access some of those audios and listen. But I found it once and then I couldn't find it again. So I don't know what. So anyway, that you study, click on the phrase, and it goes to, oops, that is not what I want. Let's try this again. Interlinear. That you study. Why isn't it working? Look what you're doing. I did it on my phone and not the iPad. So maybe that is the issue. Come on. Okay, that ye study. So let's type that. Or tap it. Or tap it. Why is it doing that? Y'all, Okay, well, here's what I found. And it was by tapping that section. I'll figure that out and maybe add it to the end of this once the thing is not crashing. So the Greek word for that ye study, or study in general, is Strong's number 5389. It's an action verb. And it is a compound, phileotimei, however Chuck Missler said it, is a compound or a combination of G5384 and G5092. So this first part, philo, is philos. And that's the number, 5384. And it's a person who is dear to you, a friend. So when you say hello, dear, you're saying hello to someone who you're actively fond of, that you're friendly with. I do that sometimes. Maybe because I'm old. I don't know. But anyway, dear. And so that's philos. And then I think it was Timei or Tima. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it is a value that is similar in money paid, valuables to the highest degree. So it's something that you put, you esteem it highly in your life. You honor it. It's precious. It has a high price, a high degree. But it's a value. It's not necessarily money. It's just how you elevate that thing in your life. So to study, or that ye study, is something that you're fond of, that you are actively fond of, and it's valuable. It has, to the highest degree, its value. And so that is this whole word in Greek. So in the Blue Letter Bible, the definition was eager or earnest in honor to do something, to strive, labor, study, to be ambitious, make it one's aim, to strive earnestly. So you can see that, I don't know if y'all ever saw the movie, The Importance of Being Earnest, but every time I see the word earnest, that's what comes to mind, in a different sense, obviously, but it is somewhat similar, because if you're earnest, you are actively seeking. In that case, it was two men seeking the love of a woman, but in this case, you're eager, or you're earnest to study, to honor what the word tells you, to apply it to your life. So the cross references I have are Romans 15:20, 1 Thessalonians 4:11, make it one's aim to be ambitious, and in 2 Corinthians 5:9, to strive earnestly. So it's definitely an action verb that is filled with importance, with significance, and I find it interesting that we're supposed to be striving, making it our aim, laboring to study, to be quiet, and to do your own business. That tells me that being quiet and living a quiet life is not an easy task. So it's something that you have to really work at within yourself, maybe within your environment in which you live, and really pray about what that looks like in your life, that you're studying to be quiet. Just that phrase is chock full of things. I have not done this word study, to be quiet, but to be is a state of being, which I heard the other day. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to search it up or look it up, that our verb to be is finds its root or origin in scripture, where in I think it was Deuteronomy, or maybe it was Exodus, where when Moses says, "Who am I to say that sent me to Pharaoh?" and God says, "Tell them I am that I am sent you." And that's where the origin of to be, a state of being, that verb has its origin, which I find intriguing. So anyway, this is what I've done so far. I'm still gathering facts. I have not gone into application yet. So since I've read the whole book today, tomorrow morning, I'll be able to do more of these words. Maybe I can even do all of them. Who knows? I'm allotting myself like 45 minutes of morning time to do this particular study. So whatever y'all do, you can share in the comments, either on this video or on the actual Patreon post. I am making this video only accessible through the link I provide you. So it's just going to be us until, Lord willing, some other person wants to join our study or join my Patreon, however that works. I'm leaving that up to the Lord. I'm not worried about that at all. So anyway, I hope y'all have a very good weekend. I'll be back Monday, and there is a movie coming out called Jesus Revolution, and it's going to be in New Braunfels at Creekside, like February 23rd, and I'm sure it's going to be at other theaters, but from what I understand from our pastor is that it has some of the history of Calvary Chapel, which began in California, in Southern California. And fun fact, which, I mean, we have never been part of the Calvary Chapel until, I guess, August of 2022. We've always had Independent Baptist, or we were always more independent, and churches. And the cool thing is that when we were in Uganda adopting our 3 youngest boys, there was a Calvary Chapel in Uganda. And at the time, I mean, we didn't know, its history or whatever, but it was close enough for us to walk to. It was down by Lake Victoria. And so Jeff and I and the boys walked down. It was probably about a mile away. Walked down to the church one Sunday, and that's where we went. And it was a Ugandan pastor. Actually, it wasn't a Ugandan pastor. It was an American pastor, but it was being translated into Luganda, which is the language that was spoken where we were staying. I think it was. I don't know. Maybe it was a Ugandan pastor. I can't remember. But anyway, it was a nice little church on beautiful grounds. Everything was beautiful on the shores of Lake Victoria. So it was like Hawaii, but in Africa. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool. We was kind of, I don't know, kind of come full circle. Anyway, see you Monday, and we'll talk more about our word study of these words. So maybe this weekend you'll have time to work on it, and if not, that's okay. You do you do your schedule, you take care of what you need to take care of. So this is not a rushy thing. I'll just post when I do stuff, and y'all can chime in the comments. Have a blessed day. Bye.